Good morning. What time is it? 7:33. Okay, a couple minutes late, but hey, I'm here. Is that kind of tall? I'm sitting on the floor today. That's just because, get this down a little bit maybe. It's just because I feel like I need a little grounding. I need a little grounding today. Good morning, Mindy. How are you? So Sedona was fabulous as always. It was so fun to do our live from the stupa up there. And wow, what a beautiful, peaceful place that is. If you're ever in Sedona, it is like right in town, really. It's very easy to get to. You just head towards Chimney Pipe Rock or whatever it's called up there. And excuse me, it's just very powerful energies. And oh, the backdrop is heaven on earth. Seriously, heaven. It was wonderful to just get to visit with my friend Terry Ann. And I just feel such a connection to her. And she's somebody that was introduced to me when I took my Reiki Master Reiki Master training with Lisa. Terry Ann was in that class with me, and I had not met her before that. And before she got there, because she was driving down from Sedona that morning, Lisa told me, she says, I really hope that she gets here because the two of you, I feel really strongly you need to meet. And so it was like kind of interesting, and you know, we visited and talked and stuff that day. Of course, we were in class together all day. And then, you know, we became friends on Facebook and interacted just a little bit that way. And then, I don't know, it's like we got together for coffee one day. Mark joined us, and you know, I've been up to Sedona now a couple of times, and we've gotten together. We've talked other times in between, and she's like my soul sister. You know, when you meet somebody that it's like they've just like always been there. You know, it's not like meeting somebody new really. But I love her insight, and she has a beautiful energy, and she's someone who's really wonderful for me to be able to just talk to on a different level than what I normally get to talk to people at. So, anyway, just getting back in the routine, came back and had a lot of work I had to do last night, and so I worked until about 10 and went to bed and crashed, and here I am. Here I am. Yay! Get my coffee in me. I'll be good. So today's chapter, I didn't put the wrong one. It's called In the Ocean of Spirit. And I put the little quote already in the comments, so I won't read those. This is from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And Mark is a poet, and he is a cancer survivor. And he just when he went through his cancer, he went through a transformation where he started to become very conscious of his life and of his daily thoughts and interpretations and the way he was living his life. And so all of those little writings of his turned into this book, which I love this book. There are some that are just so deep and so special, and there are others that are like just simple and clear, you know. So anyway, in the ocean of spirit, everywhere we are given examples of how the life-giving elements move through us and bring us to life. Consider how fish make up the sea, in fact, depend on the sea. And yet the sea, though found in each fish, cannot be contained in any one fish. Consider how the tree has no control over the movement of the wind, any more than the fish has control of the movement of the sea. Humbly, this gives us a way to understand the vast life of spirit. For like the tree and the fish, we as human beings have no control over the movement of grace. Souls, like fish, make up the ocean of all spirit, depending on that element, and yet the ocean of grace though found in each soul, cannot be contained in any one soul. If we understand this, it affects the way we live. For no matter your spiritual lens or the names you prefer for the mystery, human beings make up the world of God, depend on the world of God, and yet the world of God, though found in each being, cannot be contained in any one life. When we refuse this truth, we begin to self-destruct, because in our pride, because in our pride and will we try, what can I read? Because in our pride and will we try to contain and control more than any one human being can. Only when we recognize the elemental relationship of soul to spirit, of individual life to the stream of life, only then do we paradoxically have the blessing and energy of all life. If I'm honest in looking at all my attempts to love and be loved, I must admit that this also holds true in matters of the heart. For aren't all of our passions and yearnings little fish that make up a greater sea of love? Don't we depend on the love that surrounds us to bring us alive within? And yet the ocean of love, though found in each heart, cannot be contained in any one heart. In truth, the essence of love, as Jesus affirms, is greater than all the hearts that claim to have it. But how does knowing all of this help us live? For myself, I can only offer that I often feel like a tree standing up to wind. And just as we can only hear a great wind for the trees that stand against it, we can only know God by leaning our soul into the wind of our experience. Wow. I love that leaning in. Sometimes, Terry Ann and I talked a little bit yesterday about manifesting, and when we put out that thought or that request to the universe and ask for something, and the universe says, okay, here it is. And then you have that moment of, is that really what I want? Do I really want to do that? Oh my gosh, what have I done? It's, you have to step up. You have to step up and go into that. And that's a leaning into spirit as well, I believe, to me anyway. Connor, hi. Yeah, we can't always control the things that are going on around us. Hey, buddy, can I have my bookmark back? Oh, sorry. Here's the downside of sitting on the floor. Connor. We can't always control what's going on around us. But we have to be confident. We have to know that Spirit is always within us. Spirit is always moving. And we're moving with it, whether we like it or not. So, that's kind of an interesting chapter. It'll be a good one to kind of contemplate a little bit. Okay, so here's the exercise that you can do. And maybe this will just come to mind when the occasion happens. You'll reflect back on this. Hi, Trudy, how are you? Watch the wind move through a familiar tree. Watch until the wind has left. And notice how even when still, the branches sway slightly. Notice how even what seems like still air is just a subtle wind. Meditate on how similar the life of Spirit is as it moves through us. Feel the force of life, like a subtle wind, move through you as you breathe. Yeah, it's always there. It's always there. Sometimes it's really deep and it's really stirring, and we feel it come upon us in a big way, and we're very aware of it. And other times we're not really aware of it at all. It's like that subtle wind that's still moving the branches just a little bit, even though it's not making the tree sway or do anything like that. Spirit is always there. That's, for me, that's my big takeaway, whether I can feel it or not. Spirit, source, God, universe, whatever you'd like to call it, it is always there and it's always within us. And I like that. Very thought-provoking. So anyway, have a marvelous Tuesday. And gosh, it's hot again here this week. Ready for summer to be over. I could have got really really used to the Sedona weather. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I wasn't there long enough to like get really spoiled by it. So anyway, it gave me great hope that it was going to start changing here a little bit more. And it is cooling down a little bit at night, but it's still freaking hot. So, oh well, it is what it is. This is what we do to pay for our dues to make it through, 9 months of absolutely gorgeous weather. So it's just like in Idaho, but it's opposite. Wintertime you guys stay in, summertime we stay in. So the rest of the year is summer for us. So peace and blessings to you. Have a great day, and reach out if I can help you with any issues, and well, maybe I'll talk about this a little bit more tomorrow, but one of the things that I am working on is finding my real true direction. And, I just have this real desire to work with people on a much deeper level, on a much more spiritual level. And not to stop, of course, working with anybody who needs healing, but to really dive deeper and to start to attract those people to me. University listening, of course you are, that want to heal on a deeper level, who want to heal on a more spiritual level, to really get in and do the tough work and transmute it. And so, because that's where I am, where I've been in my life, is healing that really deep stuff. And so anyway, I do have appointments this week for Reiki and hypnotherapy. My sessions can also be done over the phone, online, or distance Reiki, not distance hypnotherapy. I have to be talking to you, obviously. So anyway, if there's anything I can do to help you, please reach out. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Peace and blessings. I love you. Bye.